So you want to be better at battle royales. It's the subgenre of gaming that's taken over the world in the last 5 or so years. Ever since the release of Fortnite a few years ago, pretty much every major game studio has had a crack at making a battle royale game. Every game has a few different intricacies and all that sort of thing, but the fundamentals are pretty similar. So here's the 6 main things that you should be concerned about when playing battle royales. First thing that I always consider is your loadout is key. No matter what gun is meta at the time that you're playing, always pick your loadout depending on your strengths. I tend to play pretty quick no matter what game I'm playing, so I'm always picking guns that are more geared to sort of short range, fast gunfights. I mainly look for high DPS guns. Normally in most games they're SMGs or ARs, but in the case of games like Fortnite, shotguns are pretty good too. Now while most content creators that make these sorts of tutorials will tell you that just play whatever's meta at the time, I just haven't found that to be the case. Perfect example being the R99 in Apex Legends. That gun has been pretty meta since the game first released. I'm terrible with it. Every other streamer seems to be able to drop 20 bombs with it. I just find that it doesn't output enough damage for me, mainly probably because I can't hit my shots with it. So it's always the car or the R301 for me instead. Number 2, position yourself in zone correctly. You always want to be looking for a spot that gives you the easiest rotation into zone. Normally I would try and play the smallest side of zone, meaning whatever area of the map has the smallest amount of space between where the last zone ended and where the new one begins. This eliminates so much space for you to keep your eye on. When you're positioned here, you don't have to worry so much about all of the angles that someone can push you from. You've completely eliminated being able to be pushed from behind, and it also affords you more time to scope out the rest of the zone, try and find other teams, and you're not spending as much time trying to outrun the storm. Number 3, always take height.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
Obi-Wan was right. Once you have the high ground, it's over. Having the height advantage gives you all of the angles. If someone has an angle on you with a sniper or a long-range AR, just moving to the back side of the hill completely eliminates the angle that they could have on you. Not to mention you can move more freely if you've got someone pinned down than if the roles were reversed. There's obviously exceptions to the rule, like a grapple gun in Fortnite or Pathfinder's grapple in Apex, but in most cases, being up high eliminates the possibility of anyone pushing you without you knowing about it. Number 4, pick your fights. Chasing kills for high kill games is fun and all, and that's totally fine if that's what you're trying to do, but if you're trying to chase wins, picking the fights that you want to get involved in goes a long way. This is more important in Apex than any other game, given the infinite amount of distance that it takes for you to be able to hear a gunfight going on, but it applies no matter what game you're playing. Before you push a fight, you want to do a mini calculation in your head, asking questions like, if I get third party, what rotation will get me out of it? Or how long should I stay in the fight before repositioning and trying another strategy? The more intel you have on a fight before rushing in, the better chance you have of walking away with the loot. Before we go any further, I just want to remind you guys to like and subscribe. The next one's going to sound pretty silly. Do challenges. This might sound pretty stupid, but challenges are a great way of learning a bit of versatility. Particularly in games where the map changes slightly every season. Doing challenges based on going to certain areas of the map is good for learning your space. You might go to a location you don't go very often and learn of loot spawns you didn't know about, or you might learn something about the infrastructure of the map, like a vending machine in Fortnite, or a loot dealer in Naraka Blade Point. Weapon and character-based challenges are really good too. Getting good with every gun and ability will only improve you as a player, and completing a challenge like getting X amount of kills with a certain weapon will definitely help you hone your skills. And the last, but definitely not least, this is probably the most important one that you'll see in this video, is to put in the time. This goes for any game you want to be good at really, but if you want to win games consistently or even get a decent amount of kills in the games that you don't win, you need the practice. If it's your positioning or rotations that you need to work on, just jump into pubs and just keep playing until you see some improvement. If it's gun skill that you need to work on, pretty much every major battle royale game has some sort of practice mode, be it creative in Fortnite, the firing range in Apex, or bot lobbies in Naraka Blade Point. These 6 tips have definitely helped me get more kills and win more games. Once you nail the fundamentals, they pretty much become second nature, which then opens you up to being able to learn the different intricacies of the game that you're trying to play. These may all seem super simple and obvious, but they've worked for me, and I guarantee they'll work for you as well. So those are the 6 basics for getting better at any battle royale game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.